Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to Transfer Talk, the place to be for all your daily Newcastle United transfer news every single day this transfer window, as I've done for the last couple of windows, right? This is the place to be for it, so smash that like button, subscribe, get the little bell notifications so you get updated on all the latest Newcastle United news. And today's news focuses around a young Spanish right back, a wonderkid, he's being called over in La Liga. Now he's fresh. He's very, very fresh. It's in his name, to be honest. Fresneda, Fresneda. We've heard it all. I've heard different variations of this. Ivan Fresneda, Fresneda, the Fresh Prince. That's who I'm going with. He's going to be the new Fresh Prince of Newcastle, not Bel Air, right? Ivan Fresneda from Real Valladolid, the 18-year-old. So like I say, very fresh is Fresneda. I'm going to stop there with that crack. Fresneda, 18 years old, young Spanish right back. Looking very good, very promising. Now, I'd be lying through my teeth if I said I'd ever heard of this young kid before. But upon the links, and strong links as well, Fabrizio Romano has again been saying Newcastle are in talks with Valladolid over Fresneda already. Leading the race ahead of the likes of Juventus, Atletico Madrid, where the front runners to sign Fresneda, and that's massive. I mean, just our name now to be above the big clubs, you know, really high profile clubs who've been in the Champions League for years now. For us to be leading the race now to sign young talents instead of them, it's just massive. It's just amazing. Absolutely unreal. Absolutely, because you'd never believe this story if I'd have told you it 18 months ago before the takeover, which just wouldn't happen. We just didn't go out and do these type of things. So now it's an absolute blessing. It's a pleasure to even be able to talk about this. I like doing these transfer window videos now, and this one has got legs as well. It's not just a rumour. It's not just off the press. You know, the Chronicle were reporting that Steve Nixon, Newcastle's chief scout Steve Nixon, was in Spain last weekend watching Fresneda play for Valladolid against Madrid. Now, Madrid is where he was born, Ivan Fresneda. He was born in Madrid. He played for the Madrid Academy when he grew up. So he was sought after there, but he's kind of moved on to get a bit more first-team action. I'm surprised Real Madrid didn't keep him actually, and then keep a clause to buyback clause or keep him so they could bring him back, because it looks like he's going to be a star. He was already playing for Spain under 19s. And he is, like I said, very raw, very fresh on the scene, because he's only played 10 times for Valladolid, but he must be showing something. The scouts are watching from around Europe at the biggest clubs. Eyes are on him. You know, they're getting weird that, have a look at this kid, he's decent. He keeps on playing in the Liga every week. Yeah, he's the real deal. You know, and people are trying to snap him up now. And Newcastle are front of the queue to snap him up and bring him to Newcastle. Now, the rumour is that we will sign him this January and then loan him back to Valladolid for the rest of the season. But Eddie Howe and Dan Ashraf, they're looking at Fresneda as the next Kieran Trippier, you know, the replacement for Trippier. What, Trippier at his age now, he's still got a couple of years left, I no doubt about that, but they've got it lined up ready. It's great that they're getting replacements in. They're not just going to last minute dash thinking, oh fuck, now Trippier's 34 now, what we're going to do? Fresneda, Fresh Prince, he's there, he's ready. So if we can get someone in like that, loan him out for another year or so, bring him in, bed him in, the amount you'll learn off of Kieran Trippier will be unreal. So that'll be a fantastic signing. You know, like I say, one for the future, want to come in, want to battle at right back. But obviously Newcastle are struggling at right back as well. You know, Trippier, if he gets booked against Arsenal, he'll be out for a game or two with his yellow cards. And then you're having to bring in Javi Manquillo, who Eddie Howe doesn't fancy. He's been at the club for a few years now. That needs a freshen up. Emil Kraft's got his long-term injury. So we do need options there, to be fair. But the link in that Fresneda is going to come and then go back on loan and then come in next summer. A bit like the Garang Kowal situation. Obviously, he's joining Newcastle this month. He played his last game for Central Coast Mariners in Australia, but he's looking to go out on loan, probably to Germany or Spain. But focusing on Fresneda, apparently there's a release clause of £27 million, rising to £40 million, but he is available for £10 million. So I think Valladolid must be needing money, because it's in other press releases that they were willing to accept around £10 million. It was in the Daily Mail that £10 million would be enough to get Fresneda, probably with, like I say, loan him back and then a lot of add-ons. Once he makes his Spain national appearance for the first side, once he makes X amount of caps for Newcastle, whatever, there'll probably be little bonuses, little clauses like that chucked in there as well. But it's looking like Ivan Fresneda could be the first signing this January, because we're already over there in Spain talking to Fresneda, talking to the club. Bid is being prepared for the young Spanish right back. So good signing that, promising young star. Newcastle swooshing in on Wonderkids. Love to see it. Also, before we get into the Arsenal preview, remember there will be a live watch-along for the Arsenal game tomorrow night because of the train strikes and all that carry on. and things I've got going on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, I keep forgetting what bloody day it is that time of year. Can't make the game. I'll go to Arsenal every single year. Can't make it this year because of the train strikes, and then I'd have to stay over. It's not possible anymore with other work commitments. So yeah, I'll be watching it. You can watch it with me. We'll be doing a live watch along for that. But before we get into the Arsenal game, quickly touch on Martin Dubravka. Martin Dubravka returned to Newcastle yesterday from Manchester United. His loan spell did not go well, and now he's back in the tune, and apparently according to Luke Edwards, he's going to be staying here for the rest of the season. Now for me, not for me. I think we should put Dubravka in there as part of the Maddison deal. Part of the Maddison deal completely makes sense. Leicester City, he has 50 million. He has Martin Dubravka. Enjoy yourselves. You know what I mean? Take that. That should be it. Because Dubravka, I can't see. Karius must be leaving. I don't think Karius is going to sign a new contract if Dubravka's back. And then we've still got Darlow there and Gillespie. So, but we do have a lot of competitions. We've got the FA Cup, still in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. So you never know. But Dubravka's back in Newcastle. I was a bit surprised at the amount of disrespect he was getting, to be honest, on Twitter and stuff. I think he was fantastic for us. I didn't blame him for leaving to go to Man United. He could have handled it better. But I didn't blame him for going because he was the first ever Slovakian to play, or Slovenian, well, I always get them mixed up, from his country to play for Man United. And, you know, he knew he wasn't going to play here, so why not go and try and play at Man United? It didn't bother me, that. Didn't bother me. He had his little, you know, trip away to Manchester United. Didn't work out for him. Fair enough. But he's back now. I'll back him while he's here. But will he have a long-term future at the club? Let me know what you think will happen to Dubravka in January. Quickly before we end this video then, let's talk about that big game at the Emirates on Tuesday night, 7:45 kickoff. The worst place possible for Newcastle United. Our record absolutely stinks at the Emirates. Now, it's an away day that I do every single year. It's guaranteed I do that one. I've been doing it for years and years, and I've done it for about 7 years now, actually, and I've never seen we even score a goal. I've never even seen we score a goal, never mind win at the Emirates. Let me just have a look here at how bad this record is, because every year we get beat there, and like I say, Newcastle on the road in the Emirates. Last time we won there was 2010, Andy Carroll, and then the last time we scored there was 2014, Jose Perez. So it's absolutely horrific. Our record there, and Eddie Howe hasn't got a good record there either, to be honest. He's lost each of his last 6 visits at the Emirates, 5 at Bournemouth from the 1 last season at Newcastle, and that was one of the worst games I've ever seen on Eddie Howe, actually. And it was horrible, raining, it was crap. What I've got wrote down here for the Arsenal game is the last few results as well. You know, lost 2-0, 3-0, 2-0, 4-0, 2-0, 1-0, 1-0, 4-1, 3-0, 7-3, 7-3. 2-1 and then right back to that 1-0 Carroll. So it's not looking good, and it's looking very good for Arsenal. Top of the table, Arsenal, they're 7 points clear. 7 points clear of Man City in second, Newcastle in third. It's the battle of the best defences, the battle of the best goalkeepers. Ramsdale and Pope, we've got the most clean sheets. So it should be a really, really good game, a really close game. A really close, tight game, I would imagine, this one. And it's really hard to call because Arsenal are on fire. Even Jesus is missing. They went to Brighton, scored goals. They were susceptible at the back though. You know, they were caught out a couple of times at the back. What was it, 4-2 that game? Brighton had a goal or two ruled off as well. So they were looking a bit thingy there, but I think, you know, at home they'll be a lot better, a lot tighter. Newcastle, if Wilson's fit, could be a different story for me. It depends on who starts tomorrow. Wilson or Wood would be a different story. St. Maximin, when he comes off the bench, Isak, I don't think he'll be ready yet. But the players on the pitch for Newcastle just got to go out there and enjoy it and try and embrace it. And no pressure on us. All the pressure's on Arsenal because all their fans are getting expected now because they're top of the table. It's going to be a close game. Newcastle can just go there and it's a free hit. You know, we're third. They're only one of the 2 teams above us, Man City and Arsenal in the league. So there's no expectancy on us. It's not like the home game against Leeds when there was more on us, where maybe a few people came away disappointed, frustrated because it was only a draw. This one, I'd be over the moon with a draw. Give me a 0-0 now, I'd snap your hand off. I'd take that 0-0 right now. But I think Newcastle can go there, cause them problems, stay tight. We know how good our defence is, but you know, Bukayo Saka and the likes are on fire at the minute. Arsenal are on ridiculous run of form, having a fantastic season. Gunning for the title. Newcastle, though, can they really compete? It's a big moment, this. I think it's a big moment for Newcastle. It's a real test to see just how far we are off the top 4. Yes, we're in the top 4 at the minute. Can we stay there? Are we genuine contenders? Can we compete with these teams in the top 4? Now, last season, bit of a different story, obviously, but at St James's Park, we were unbelievable when we beat them at St James's and they blew the top 4. Very different story now though with their run of form and them being at home. But like I say, it's a massive statement, it's a massive moment of intent for Newcastle. If we get a result there tomorrow, even a good fought draw, I think that's a statement, and people will look up and go, you know, it is Newcastle are serious. Newcastle are serious. They're not just going to fall off. They're not just going to fall away. They're going to the likes of Arsenal and getting a result. That's a big deal, and it will be a big deal, but it'll be a very big ask. I think it will be a very, very tough game against Arsenal. I'm going to go for a positive 1-1, and I would, like I say, I'd take a draw all day long. I'll go for a positive 1-1. I really hope we do get a result for the travelling fans that are going down there with all these train strikes and late on a Tuesday night, just after New Year. You know, big up everyone who's doing that. And we deserve something there. I hope you get to see a goal. I may be the case. I tell you what, if we win, I won't go back next year, because I tell you what, I may be the case. Join me for the live watch along. I'll be live. What time? About 7:30. The game's at 7:45. So stick that on. Stick Sky Sports on. Mute it. Stick me on. We'll have a bit of crack in the comments and stuff, and we'll watch the game along together. And I'll go with my 1-1. I'll go for a 1-1 draw for Newcastle, and that'll be fantastic. Or if I'm being extra silly, 1-0 down Burn. 1-0 down Burn. Let's go. Drop your comments below what you think the score will be tomorrow night at the Emirates. Drop those comments below what you think of the links to Ivan Fresneda as well. Subscribe to my Pie Channel TV, and I'll see you on the next one.